Hello students. In the yesterday's class, we discussed about the elongation and stresses in each member of a varying cross-sectional bars. These are some of the examples now to take as a homework problems. Let us look one by one the homework problems. You try it and solve the problems and submit in the classroom app. First problem is example 5. A member ABCD is subjected to point loads P1, P2, P3 and P4 as shown in figure. Calculate the force P2 necessary for equilibrium if P1 is 45 kilonewtons, P3 is 450 kilonewtons and P4 is 130 kilonewtons. Also find the total elongation of the member. Assume the modulus of elasticity to be 2.1 into 10 to the power of 5 newtons per mm square. This is the given problem. Okay, already we solved one problem, one problem like this. Different forces acting on a member, internal forces and external forces. The forces acting also at the internal surfaces. Here, 4 forces acting on this member: P1, P2, P3 and P4. These are the 4 forces. How it is maintained in equilibrium? The forces must be equal to the forces acting in right side direction must be equal to the forces acting in the left hand side direction. What are the right hand side forces in this problem? Right hand side forces are P2 is the right hand side force and P4 is the right hand side force, isn't it? Left hand side forces are P1 and P3. So simply we can equate the left hand side forces, summation of left hand side forces equal to summation of the right hand side forces. Then we can get the P2 value. So here the answers are there. P2 is equal to 365 kilonewtons. Simply by equating the forces on both sides. Okay. And how to calculate elongation? Elongation of the total bar means you have to split this bar into 3 pieces, 3 parts. From A to B is the one part, B to C is the another part, and C to D a third part. So AB part having the 120 centimeters length, 625 mm square cross-sectional area. That is the area. BC having the length 60 centimeter. This is a 2500 mm square. 2500 mm square is the cross-sectional area. Clear? CD part having the 1250 mm square cross-sectional area, 90 centimeter length. So you have to split these 3 parts into total bar into 3 parts. 3 parts means AB, BC and CD. So what is the elongation of the AB? What is the elongation of BC? What is the elongation of CD? How to calculate? First of all, individually the elongation or contraction of each member. If it is elongate, it is taken as positive. If it is contract means decrease in length, it is taken as negative. So individually you have to calculate the elongation or contraction. Whenever the member is elongate, if the tensile force is acting on a member, then that member is elongate. If the compression force acting on a member, if then that part is contract. Okay, so like that you have to calculate all the elongation or contractions and algebraic summation of all the elongation or contraction. We will get the total extension or total contraction. The hint is given here. The total bar of the member is extension. That is, if we summing up all 3 parameters, then we can get the positive value, that is 0.4914 mm. Positive, if we get a positive value, that represents extension or enlargement or elongation. So clear? Can you solve it? Then second example 6. Example 6 is, it is another type of problem. It is also having the 2 cross-sectional areas. First of all, we will go for problem. Let us read the problem. A bar of length 1000 mm. The member of the total length of the member is 1000 mm, and diameter 30 mm, diameter is 30 mm, is centrally bored for 400 mm. Centrally bored means hole. The hole is created at the center, at the axis of the member, up to how much length? 400 millimeters length. Up to 400 millimeters, the hole is created within a bar. The bore diameter being 10 mm. Bore means this is a hole created within the member. The hole diameter is given as 10 mm. Clear? As shown in figure. Under a load of 30 kilonewtons, here the load acting on this member is 30 kilonewtons. Tensile load. It is tensile. What is by tensile? Tensile load is the load which tends to increase the member. Then that load is called the tensile load. If the extension of the bar is 0.222 millimeters, by applying this 30 kilonewtons, the total extension of this bar, 1000 mm bar, is given as 0.222 mm. What is the modulus of elasticity of the bar? Here in this problem, capital E value, we have to calculate capital E value. E means Young's modulus or modulus of elasticity. What is the Young's modulus? How much Young's modulus contains this bar if it extends 0.222 mm by applying the 30 kilonewtons? Clear? So this problem is also under the principle of superposition. That means we have to split the total member into two parts. From where to where? From this point. Let us take this point as A, and up to this point, let us take this point as B. The end point, the right hand point taken as C. If the total AC member is split into two members, two bars, AB and BC. Clear? So AB is the solid one. Up to this one, it is a solid rod. Solid means it's having the 30 mm diameter and length 1000 mm without any hole within the member. That is the solid rod. From B to C, this member, this part of the bar is taken, assumed to be hollow. Hollow means it's having an outer diameter and also it's having an inner diameter. It is a hollow circular rod. Clear? So, if we want to calculate the modulus of elasticity of a bar, first of all, what is the elongation of the part B and what is the elongation of part C? The total elongation is given in the problem. So total elongation delta is equal to delta 1, that is first part, plus delta 2, that is the elongation of the second part. Second part means BC. First part is AB. So what is the formula for elongation of first part? Elongation of first part is delta 1 is equal to, the basic formula is PL by A. That is the basic formula. So P, how much P is acting on this member? Here, the both members are having equal forces, that equal to 30 kilonewtons, which is applied on the member. Therefore, P is the constant. P is the same for both material AB and BC. Then length of the first part is L1. Length of the first part is L1. How much length L1? Total length is 1000 mm minus 400 mm length. Then we can get the 600 mm length is the length of the first part divided by AE, area of the first part. The areas are not equal because it is a solid one, solid rod. It is a hollow rod. Up to this solid rod, solid bar. From this point, from the point B, BC part is the hollow circular rod. So areas are not equal because the centrally a hole is created, a bore is created up to 400 mm length with 10 mm diameter. Clear? So A1 is different and A2. Both are not equal here. A1 and E. is the Young's modulus. PL by AE in that formula, P is the same, L1 is different, A1 areas are different, and Young's modulus is same. Young's modulus means this is the property of material. This total material is same material. Clear? So Young's modulus for the AB material is same as Young's modulus for the BC part. Clear? So PL1 by A1 is the elongation of the first part AB. Similarly, delta 2. Just make ardham card. This problem I'm giving a hint to calculate the Young's modulus. That's it. So second formula is PL2 divided by A2 into E. P and E are the same for the delta 1, delta 2. The different parameters are length and areas. PL2 by A2E. So P, how much P in both formulas? 30 kilonewtons. What is the L1? 600 mm length. What is the L2? 400 mm length. What is the A1? A1 is the cross-sectional area of the first part. How to calculate the cross-sectional area of the circular rod? Pi by 4 D1 square. D1, how much is D1? Here D1 is a capital D. Pi by 4 capital D square is the A1. Young's modulus, we don't know. In this problem, we are going to calculate the Young's modulus itself. What is the delta 1? We don't know, because the total extension is given. Delta 1 plus delta 2. Delta is given. Then by summing up these two, in the second formula, P is the, what is the P? 30 kilonewtons itself. What is the L2? 400 mm length. What is the A2? How to calculate the A2 for the hollow circular rod? Similar formula. Pi by 4 hollow circular rod. If it is hollow circular rod, pi by 4 outer diameter square, that is the capital D square, minus inner diameter square is small d square. This is the formula to calculate the A2 value. Clear? A2 value is pi by 4 capital D square minus small d square. Pi by 4 30 square minus 10 square. Like that, we can calculate the cross-sectional area of the second part. Clear? Then by summing up those two formulas, we can get the delta. Delta is equal to P and E are the constants, are same for both the parts. Therefore, we can take it as P by E common. Then remaining parameters are L1 by A1 plus L2 by A2. Clear? L2 by A2. By substituting all these parameters, the only unknown parameter is E. Why? The delta is known parameter that is given in the problem, 0.222 millimeters. That is the total extension of the bar. Our load is 30 kilonewtons. E is the unknown parameter. L1 is the 600 mm. A1 is the pi by 4 capital D square, pi by 4 30 square. Plus L2 is the 400 mm length, that is the second part length. A2 is the cross-sectional area of the second part. Formula is pi by 4 capital D square minus small d square. Like that, only unknown parameter is E is A. Then we can calculate the, or we can find the Young's modulus for the given material. That is, the answer is 200.73 GPa is the answer for that. Clear? Try these two problems as homework, and the next problem is also take it as a homework. Let us explain that problem. Example 7. Example 7 is let us go for the problem. First of all, let us read the problem. A rod of length 1 meter. This total length is 1 meter and diameter is 50 mm. From this point to this point, same diameter, uniform diameter. Part of its length is steel. Some part of the rod is made by the steel, and remaining part is made by the aluminium. Clear? Other part is aluminium. It is subjected to an axial tensile load of 150 kilonewtons. Find the lengths of each part, length of the steel, change in length. Find the lengths of each part. That is the length LS, length of the steel, and length of the aluminium. If the elongation of each part is half of the total elongation, that means elongation of the steel, that is the change in length of the steel, that is equal to, if the elongation of each part is half of the total elongation, that means total change in length of each part is same, that is delta S, that is equal to delta AL, that also is equal to total elongation. Half of the total elongation means that is delta by 2. Total elongation is delta. Delta means delta S plus delta L. That is delta S plus delta L by 2. Each part elongate half of the total elongation. Take ES equal to 3AL. That means steel Young's modulus is 3 times the Young's modulus for aluminium. E indirectly represents to us, if E value is more for a particular material, that material is strong material. If E value is more, that material is strong. Out of these two materials, steel and aluminium, which one is the strong one? Young's modulus for the steel is more than the Young's modulus for aluminium, because Young's modulus for steel is 3 times the Young's modulus for aluminium. Therefore, steel is the stronger than the aluminium. Clear? Answers. These are the answers. Length of the steel is 750 mm. Length of the aluminium is 250 mm. We can get total 750 plus 250, 1000 mm. That is 1 meter is given in the problem. Total length of the member. Clear? So how to solve this problem? Similar to previous problems. Similar to previous problems means here steel and aluminium is there. Some part is steel up to this part, and second part is aluminium. First of all, we go for the formula for individual elongation. That is elongation of steel. What is the elongation of steel? Load applied on the steel. Here also load applied on each material is same as the top of the applied load. That is 150 kilonewtons applying both part. Because if we split that material into two pieces like this, steel and aluminium. This is the steel, aluminium. This is the free body diagram. If we draw the free body diagram, then what is the force acting on the aluminium on right hand side? Here 150 kilonewtons. You have to put the 150 kilonewtons at this place first of all. If we maintain the aluminium material in equilibrium, then there must be a 150 kilonewtons opposite direction on the left surface. Then only the aluminium material is maintained in equilibrium. Clear? So what is the force acting on the steel on the left surface? Left surface, at the left surface there is a 150 kilonewtons is acting at the left surface of the steel in the left hand side direction. So to maintain the steel in equilibrium, here also we must put the 150 kilonewtons to maintain the equilibrium of steel. So finally, if we join these two materials, steel and aluminium, here the point intersection point, that means after joining, this is the intersection point. At the intersection point, 150 in right side direction, 150 in left hand side direction. Both are cancelled and there is no load acting on the materials at the intersection. Therefore, both are cancelled. Only 150 on left hand side, 150 on right hand side is there. Clear? So like this, we have to split the members into two parts. This is the free body diagram. So what is the force acting on the steel? 150. Aluminium, on the aluminium, 150 itself. So whatever the load which is acting on a member, the total load which is acting on the individual members. Individual members is also subjected to same load. Therefore, change in length of the steel is equal to PL by AE formula. Apply the PL by AE formula for the steel and aluminium. First of all, we go for steel. The load applying on the steel into length of the steel, that is the LS, divided by what is the area, cross-sectional area. Cross-sectional area is same for both the materials, because the uniform bar, it is uniform bar having the same diameter, that is 50 mm. Therefore, A is also same for the steel and aluminium. Let us indicate as A. Then E value, Young's modulus for steel. Clear? Next, similar formula for aluminum, delta A. This is the int PLAL, that is AL suffix AL means aluminum, length of the aluminum divided by A is the constant, that is the same for both the materials, and Young's modulus for aluminum. Clear? So here one condition is given in the problem. ES is equal to 3AL. That means we can replace this ES by 3AL. Then length of each part we have to calculate in this problem. How to find the length of each part? Then summation of both. How to summate, that is the delta S plus delta L, total extension. Find the length of each part if the elongation of each part is half of the total elongation. So total elongation delta is equal to delta S, delta S. 1 minute. Delta S is equal to delta by 12. That means delta S is equal to delta by 2, total elongation by 2. What is the delta? Delta S plus delta L by 2. Clear? Delta S plus delta L by 2. So delta S, that is equal to delta S by 2 plus delta L by 2, delta AL by 2. That is the elongation of the aluminum part. So if we take this delta S by 2 on left hand side, so how to get the delta S minus delta S by 2 is the delta S by 2, that is equal to delta S by 2 is equal to delta AL by 2. It will get like this. So to cancel, delta S is equal to delta AL. That is elongation of each part is same. Delta S formula P LS, length of the steel, divided by area of the steel. Area of the steel and area of the aluminum is same. P LS divided by A into ES. Clear? That is equal to P length of the aluminum divided by area of the aluminum into Young's modulus for aluminum. Clear? So from this A cancel, both are same cross-sectional area, and P is also cancel because the load acting on each material is also same. Therefore, LS by ES is equal to LAL by EAL. From this condition, by substituting the ES by 3AL, in place of ES, we can substitute 3AL. So by substituting the 3AL is here, EAL cancel, LS by 3 equal to LAL. It remains LS by 3 equal to LAL. Okay, this is the one of the equation. Second equation is total length. That means LS plus LAL. How much total length of the bar? It is given as 1 meter. That is 1000 mm. LS plus LAL is equal to 1000 mm. So this is the second equation. By solving these two equations, we can get the length of the steel and length of the aluminum. These are the answers. You try it. These three problems are under homework. Clear? Then coming to the next topic, elongation of tapering bars. Elongation of tapering bars. Up to now, we calculate the elongation of a uniform cross-sectional area bars. Uniform cross-sectional area is uniform throughout. That formula delta L is equal to PL by AE having three limitations. In the last class, I noted that three limitations are there for that formula. What are those? The load must be axial is the one of the limitation. Another is the area must be uniform. The area must be uniform, then only the PL by AE can be applicable. Third limitation for that formula is the load must be within the elastic limit. Here, elongation of tapering bar means the cross-sectional area is not so uniform. The cross-sectional area gradually changes from one end to another end of the bar. So how to apply that formula to our tapering bar? By taking a small strip. Here, first of all, we go in these three cases are there. Elongation of tapering bars. First case is circular taper bar. Second case is rectangular taper bar, and third case is square taper bar. Square taper bar. First case, how to calculate the elongation of circular taper rod like this. It is a circular rod. Circular, and also it is gradually changes its area, diameter. Clear? So let us go for problem. Bars of tapering section can be conical section or of trapezoidal section with uniform thickness. So first of all, conical section. Conical section means is the frustum of cone. We say this in the engineering drawing, frustum of cone. Frustum of cone means if we cut the cone at a certain distance from the apex, then that is called the frustum of cone. Frustum of cone having the different diameters at two ends. That is the diameter. One of the diameter is taken as d, small d here, and another diameter is capital D. Clear? On this taper rod, we are applying a tensile force, that is the axially. Tensile force acting in axially. So by applying the tensile force on this taper rod, how much elongate this taper rod? So that formula PL by AE not applicable for throughout the length. That's why here consider a bar of conical section under the action of axial force P as shown in figure. Let D equal to diameter of the larger end, small d is the smaller end diameter, and L is the length of the bar. This is the length of the bar, total length of the bar. Young's modulus of the bar is a capital E. Then consider a very small length of delta x at a distance of x from the small end. From the small end, we are going to consider a small length. What is the length? What is the small length? That is the delta x length at a distance of x from the smaller end. From the smaller end, we are considering a small strip, small area having the length delta x at a distance of x from the smaller end. Clear? So the diameter at a distance x from the smaller end. What is the first we have to find the diameter at this place. What is the diameter at this place? We know that diameter is the small end is small end is small d, and bigger end is capital D. The diameter of the bigger end is capital D. Clear? So, but diameter is gradually varying from small d to capital D. What is the area at the particular distance x from the smaller end? That is our aim. First of all, to find the diameter of the small area, that small strip. The diameter at a distance of x from smaller end is equal to, this is the smaller end diameter of the small area. That is this area diameter. Small d plus certain if we draw the line at this place, and if we draw the line at this place, from this point to this point is the d, small d, plus this value and this value. How much this value? Clearly I explained that by drawing the line at this place, this value, this distance, how much distance, how to calculate the distance, that is, if we draw the line at this point, how much the distance is, this distance is by taking the similar triangle. Similar triangle means like this. One triangle is there like this, and this is the triangle, one of the triangle. Another triangle, if you draw the line at this place, these are the similar triangles. Clear? From these two similar triangles, let us take, this is the A, B, C, D, and E. Clear? From these similar triangles, we can take it as the ratio of sides are equal. Ratio of sides means from the let us take this this distance is this distance. How much this distance means? The from this place to this place is small d. Total distance is capital D. Total diameter. Capital D minus small d, we can get the two distances. These are two equal. Therefore, capital D minus small d by 2. Then we can get this distance. So BC is capital D minus small d by 2. So this distance, we want to find this distance. So DA divided by capital D minus small d by 2. Clear? That is equal to, that means BC by DE is equal to AB by AD. AB by AD. How much AB? AB is the capital L or L. Capital L. Here we are length of the bar. AB is the capital L. What is the A? D value A to D. A to D means is this point to this point. How much distance? This is the X. So X. L by X. From this, we can find the DE. DE means D minus, if we, DE is equal to, if we take this D minus D by 2 at this place, then we can get DE is equal to D minus small d by 2 into L by X. Clear? This is the DE value. DE means from this place to this place. The small length is DE. Like that, here also one DE is there, one small length, similar length is there. So total length is DE, 2DE. Clear? 2DE is the total length. 2DE. So therefore, the diameter at a distance of X is equal to, diameter at that particular distance X is equal to 2DE. 2DE plus small d. Why? Because small d this one, DE this one, and DE to the another side. So 2DE plus small d. 2DE means by multiplying this, you can get the total diameter is 2D means 2 cancel D plus D minus D into L by X. Sorry. Sorry, here X by L. DE means this one. DE by BC is equal to from this place to this place is X by L. This is the X by L reverse. Therefore, D plus D minus D into X by L. Clear? So here the formula is diameter D plus D minus D by L into X is the diameter at a distance of X. Let us check this formula is correct or not. How to check? If we substitute the X value, then we can get the diameters. If we substitute the X is equal to 0, X is equal to 0 means at this point. X is equal to 0 means the area which is considered at this point. Clear? If we substitute the X is equal to 0, how much? The diameter is small d itself, because this parameter is total parameter is 0, you can get the small d. So if we substitute the X is equal to 0, diameter of the rod is d, okay, small d. Then we can substitute the X is equal to capital L. X is equal to L means at this end, from this place to this place is capital L. If X becomes L, the area at this place. How much the diameter at this place? Capital D. So if we substitute the capital L at this place, L cancel, and D plus capital D minus small d, D cancel, then we can get the capital D value. If X is equal to L, the diameter is capital D. If X is equal to 0, the diameter is small d. Like that, we can check that the formula is correct or not. Therefore, the extension of the small length, how much extend this small length by applying the load P? We can apply that PL by AE formula for this small section, because it is a small area. It is assumed to be uniform cross-sectional area. Because it is a small strip, it is assumed as a uniform cross-sectional area. Clear? So PL by A in that formula, what is the load acting on the total material is P itself. Wherever you take the area, small area, on that the same load is acting, that is the P. Every point of the material, the same load is acting. That's why we are taking the P is the load on that small area. What is the length PL by AE means? PL in that PL by AE, what is the L length of the member? Here, what is the length of the small area? That is the delta X. We substituted the delta X is as a length divided by A. Area, A means area of the small strip. It is a small diameter with a diameter is D plus DE minus DL by X is the diameter. So pi by 4, this total square is the total square. Pi by 4 D square like that area. D means diameter of that small area. Then E is the Young's modulus throughout the material is same. So from this equation, extension of the whole rod, this is the extension of the small length delta X. If we find the total extension, then integrate the equation throughout the member. If we integrate the member, if we integrate that equation, then we can get the extension of the whole rod. Extension of the whole rod is equal to integration of this equation. Integration from where to where? X varies from 0 to L. X varies from 0 to L. So total equation 4 is taken into the numerator. 4p delta x, or delta x placed in place of delta x, we can write the dx. Delta x, dx both are equal, divided by pi into d plus d minus L by L into x whole square. D minus d x by L whole square. Here, from this equation, we can take it some constant from the integration. What are the constants? 4p is the constant, p is the throughout the same, and pi constant, and e also constant. So 4p by pi is the constant from the, we can take it out from the integration. The remaining equation is integration, the denominator having d plus d minus d into x by L whole square. We can take it, we can write as in the numerator whole power minus 2. If it is denominator is a square, then it can be written in the numerator as minus 2, whole power minus 2 into dx. So by integrating this total equation, it is in the form of x power minus 2. What is the integration of x power minus 2 with respect to x? So x power minus 2 integration, x power minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1. Here, so x power minus 1 by minus 1. So minus x power minus 1, the integration of that means minus 1 by x. So x power minus 2 or 1 by x square, integration is minus 1 by x. 1 by x square integration is minus 1 by x. Clear? So here minus 1 by x, how to write minus 1 by x? So here d plus d minus d by x. Integration, if we write the formula for that integration, 1 divided by the total equation d plus d minus L into x by L is the 1 by x formula. In place, multiple of x is d minus d by L is there. If we multiplication is there for the x, we can write it as divided by that multiplication. If we divided the, if we write the in the denominator d minus d by L, then it can be converted into the L by d minus d. Here, that is the integration. If we know the mathematics integration in the mathematics, then it can be easily integrate the equation. So final equation is that. So upon substituting the integration constants, that is the integration limits. Integration limits are 0 and L. Clear? So if we substitute 4pl by pi into 4pl divided by pi into d minus d. If you substitute the first upper limit at the x place, if you substitute at this place, LL cancel, d minus d, small d is also cancelled, 1 by d is, remains. 1 by d, if you substitute the upper limit, 1 by capital D, if you substitute the 0 value at this place, this total parameter 0, so 1 by small d is remains. So 1 by d, 1 by capital D minus 1 by small d. Here 1 minus is there. If you convert into plus, then we can write is 1 minus small d minus 1 minus capital T. like this. 4PL by pi into d minus d, 1 by small d minus 1 by capital D. The minus is cancelled here. 4PL by pi into d minus d, d minus d. The dd is the LCM, capital D minus small d by dd, d minus d by dd. D minus d is also cancelled. 4PL by pi into d into capital D into small d. This is the formula to calculate elongation of conical bar. Clear? If small d, this formula can be checked for the conical bar. How to check this formula? If small d becomes capital D, if small d is equal to capital D, the tapered bar becomes uniform bar. Whenever the small d becomes capital D, the bar becomes uniform. Let us substitute in place of small d capital D. This formula. If we substitute the small d at the place of small d capital D, then d square. Capital D into capital D, d square. It becomes capital D square. So PL divided by, if we take it in the denominator, 4 is taken into the denominator, pi by 4 d square. Pi by 4 d square is the area. So PL by A into E. The final formula is PL by AE itself. Clear? Like that. D can be capital D becomes small d, otherwise small d becomes capital D, then that tapered bar becomes uniform cross-sectional bar. Like this, we can find the elongation of the circular or conical bar. Clear, students? Let us stop at this place. In the next class, we will discuss the tapering rectangular bar, the elongation of tapering rectangular bar, and elongation of square taper bar. Thank you. Bye.